What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is ZacNovak Plays Games, or Baked ZacNovak. In today's video we're going over this week at Bungie. Bunch of information, actually seriously hard information for Forsaken. There is a bit of teasing for it and a bunch of other stuff that I'll go over in this video. But for now, roll the intros, let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy. This week at Bungie, we're all preparing for celebration. Now that Talon itself is getting ready for the kickoff of Solstice of Heroes, starting Tuesday, July 31st. To keep the party lively, you'll find bounties to help you track your triumphs and new challenges for upgrading a new armor set. All the details are actually laid out in the Solstice of Heroes article. I'll link in the description if you want to check it out. This event in itself will run from July 31st until the weekly reset on August 28th. So there is a big actual, playtime for it. But for today, Bungie is showing off some of the new weapons and armors and what they can do in Forsaken. Bungie loves it when the game does actually start talking, and so do most of the Guardians. Here is a glimpse of some of the new tools of the trades that arrive with Forsaken on September the 4th. Two-tailed fox fires 2 rockets at once. There is Titan boots called the Anti-Ace wards, which actually slide to reflect projectiles. There is a Trinity Gore. Precision kills create electrical storms from the arrows. It is, of course, a bow and arrow. There is the 6th Coyote, the one that I called for the Hunter, that allows them to double dodge. Sweet. There's also an exotic sword they use. There's also Malefice, which is 5 hits, detonate an explosion. It is a weapon of darkness or some shit. There's a sword called Black Talon, which throws a projectile. A weapon called 1000 Voices, which I think has got to do with the actual fucking Whisper of the Worm. Exploding beams create fire. There is a chromatic fire, the actual armor, it creates elemental explosions from spaces around you. There is a bow that's called the Wish, and it allows you to see through walls and penetrate and pierce targets. As well as an exotic emote that has a gun flip. There's also the Ace of Spades, reloading after a kill grants extra damage from said bullets. There's also a few more exotics here, another one here, another one here, another one here. Another one here, another one here, another one here, and another one here. There's also this one. There's this one, then there's this one, that one, and that one. So yeah, keep in mind, some of these things will actually come from the Prison of Elders. So yeah, it looks pretty freaking cool. Now the full stream ahead. Ever since Bungie started talking about the second year of Destiny 2, they've dropped a lot of hints about how the state of combat between Guardians will be changing. We know you have questions about how you'll be using your weapons next season, how will you equip them, how you will customize them, and how you'll be earning ammunition when you need to use them. Some of these things defy explanation, so Bungie is going ahead and demonstrating the performance of the new arsenal in real time. Bungie is inviting us to watch them engage in combat for science. Year 2 combat reveal stream is on Tuesday, August the 7th at 10 AM PDT on Twitch TV/Bungie or YouTube.com/Bungie respectively. Joining them again in the hot seat will be the full-time senior sandbox designer and part-time rockstar John Wisniewski. He makes some promises that Bungie will keep when they go live on the actual live stream. Now Newsk actually says as follows. Hello friends! No, I won't do that, that's pretty bad. Hello friends. If you're a sharp-eyed PvP enthusiast, you may have noticed from some of the Forsaken coverage that the weapons are doing a little bit more damage than they do in the current version of Destiny 2. If you are a seasoned Destiny 2 player, you may then extrapolate the possibility of a global lethal pass on weapons and abilities that may or may not be in the pipeline to go live when Forsaken is released. I'm here to quickly confirm that, along with weapon slots and availabilities for the ammo. We also have a globally adjusted the time to kill in the Crucible. If you'd like more details, join us on the stream and we'll get into it and see you then. And that's just one question Bungie will answer beyond the shadow of a doubt, so tune in for the full demonstration of the perks, mods, loadouts and everything else you'll need to know to test your best fellow players in battle. Bungie can't give you skill, but they can equip you with some of the pre-mission briefings. Save the date, follow the channels, and prepare your favourite chat room snacks. Moving on though, we've got Crucible Labs. Now Crucible Labs has been on hiatus for some time, but it's time to start experimenting again. Senior designer Andrew Weldon has the details about the new mode coming next and when you can expect to see it go live. Andrew states as follows. Hello again. Back in May we launched the first Crucible Labs playlist with the game mode Showdown. As discussed in the following week's TWAB, this was a good opportunity for us to test a playlist on the relatively safe baseline that we had mostly already shipped for Crimson Days in the standalone doubles playlist. The first test served its purpose. We stood the system up and got great feedback on an in development mode. We've also made one noteworthy change to the labs as a whole. With the update 1.2.3, Labs matches will now also count towards your Valor ranking and will offer standard Crucible rewards at a match complete. Now that it's been released with the 1.3 update, we've actually deployed it into the next Crucible Labs experiment and we can all actually participate in. This being Lockdown. It is a new 4v4 round-based competitive mode that's like Control, but it's more of the actual Control from Destiny 1 where you kinda had the whole thing that was Zone Control. Now Zone Control in itself pretty much means you only get points from actually capturing and doing the objective, said being capturing the actual zones. It's fairly simple, but it's also very much a lot of fun. Both teams start with a progress percentage of 0 displayed under the scoreboard. Once a team holds 2 zones, progress will begin ticking up for the team at a rate of 1% per second. There is no round timer, the first team to reach 100% will win the round, and the first to win 3 rounds will win the match. That's not all though. If a team can successfully capture all 3 zones, they will instantly win the round regardless of each team's progression of the state, as a well-coordinated push from your opponents will also be very dangerous, which means you and yourself need to stay focused on your objective. Keep in mind there is only 4v4 of you, so yeah, small teams. However, winning a round that way is not necessarily as simple as it does actually sound. To earn and capture progress or win in a triple cap, you must hold uncontested zones. If your actual team holds 2 zones and you fully halt their progress by contesting 1 or more zones, you'll see the progression halted display under the scoreboard to let you know that this is happening. They won't start earning points again until they are clear and you and your progress off the points. The same applies when you're going for a triple cap lockdown that instantly wins, only applies if all 3 zones are completely clear and not contested. We've seen some really exciting matches play out from this rule set internally, and we hope you actually have a similar experience out in the wild. As any of the playlists in lab, this mode in itself is not final and you may actually come across some tuning issues or bugs. Your most direct avenue for feedback on this mode will be in the new labs thread on the feedback forum, and Bungie will be monitoring the conversation to actually see what's around the corner for this mode and to plaque out any actionable items for future iterations and polishes. Moving on! Shh! Yeah. This is about that sniper. I'm pretty sure it's called Black Hammer, or was it Black Spindle? No, that's right. It's called Whisper of the Frickin' Worm. Okay, Bungie. Many Guardians have actually heard the whispers on IO and rushed to the investigation. Some of the people and Guardians have encountered long streaks of Cabal drills and far too many Cabal drills. We did some investigation to see if this was a bug. Turns out there is no bug, but this current random generator doesn't do a good job of preventing streaks for either events. Bungie is currently investigating ways to prevent these bad luck runs in the future. Bungie's done some simulations to see if there are or might be any more long streaks of one type of events in the forecast, and they did actually expect a few more outliers. The balance with long streaks of only taken blight events and this activity in itself will be available every week, so keep in mind you don't really have to worry about that. Once you have actually unlocked it, however, you can then go through and do the heroic version and it in itself will always stay unlocked. Keep in mind, Bungie will continue to monitor the situation. However, for everyone else, happy hunting. I still haven't got it. Although, they do state, from now until Forsaken, earlier this week Bungie actually published a new development roadmap. Previous editions of this forecast were more focused on plans for the future, with the immediate future looking brighter, even with a darker story to tell. Bungie in itself is using this roadmap to telegraph the updates we'll need to actually know what we need to download before our second year of Destiny 2 can begin. And as you can see here, 1.2.3, the Solstice of Heroes, this is what we're on at the moment. We've also got 2.0.0, which is on August 28th, weapon slot changes, milestones and challenge updates, director updates, heroic story missions, bulk shader deletions, and 200 additional vault slots, moving it up to 500 total. Then, on September the 4th, we've got, well, year 2. It's actually starting. There is going to be gear collections, in-game triumphs, weapon randomizations, mod system updates, 3 new Crucible maps, plus 1 PlayStation exclusive, which is kind of shit. There is a new Crucible mode. Power matters in Iron Banner once again. Powers also matters in Triumph. There's going to be in-game lore, new bounties, and more. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Going into more detail though, Bungie has stated we are pretty true to the plans we laid out in the last roadmap, but there were some changes to some of the new entries. As Bungie does do today, they'd like to actually provide some commentary on director updates and milestones and challenge updates. Two of the main functions of the director has been to help players know what to do next and lead them to a source of more powerful gear. Bungie has actually gone up and created new ideas for how they can actually better support these goals. So they're changing them, and these ways in themselves will work as follows. There will be 3 new ways to acquire powerful engrams in Forsaken. 1. A whole new challenge system that will replace the way you have been tracking milestones. A specific quests and bounties will provide better gear indicated by their summaries. New mysteries are rarer sources though, but if Bungie was to actually tell us about them, they wouldn't actually be mysteries. So yeah. Most of these new sources of power will be refreshed weekly or daily. Some will be one-time sources, however, once these changes are deployed into the wild, the milestone blade will actually call attention to these activities. Critical, required missions such as the main campaign or new subclass path pursuits. Next steps for side quests or other aspects of the progression of your characters. Legacy milestones from Destiny 2 campaign that aren't becoming challenges or quests. Additionally, the layout of the director will be updated to accommodate 2 new destinations, the Tangled Shore and the Dreaming City. You'll obviously need to purchase Forsaken to actually visit them, but they will appear on the interaction menu when you actually play the game and you will see them. So, today Bungie wanted to go over and wanted to actually tell us some expectations of what's coming and what are the changes that's happening, and why in itself we'll see the roadmap change in the future. Bungie states, we'll understand the full experience for how these new and improved features lead on the new journey to our maximum potential as a guardian when we actually play. That's the best source of understanding, plus discovering the past is part of the fun. So in other words, Bungie's not really telling us, they're just saying there's new ways to actually reach higher levels in the game. Cool! Moving on though, quickly to packs. There are plenty more than just downloads that have to happen before Forsaken actually launches. With Gambit as a special cargo, Bungie is heading to Gamescom, where it'll actually make some important announcements. Bungie is going to PAX West. They'll also mix it up with the community and yes, play some Gambit in itself one more time before the launch. As always, there'll be fun things happening in the game to keep you challenged and entertained as you count down the days until September 4th. But until then, check out August's calendar of events of the in-game and real-life changes. So, July 31st to August 13th, we've got Supremacy, we've got Solstice of Heroes, we've got the Combat live stream, and we've also got Mayhem. Yes. From August 14th to August 23rd, we've got Iron Banner, there is also Gamescom, and then Doubles. And then finally, August 24th to September 3rd, we got Solstice of Heroes ending, the actual update to the game, and PAX West for Bungie. And quickly, just going over the sacred texts. I don't really even need to read any of this to you other than just pretty much stating this is the Grimoire Anthology for Destiny of Volume 1. That means there's going to be more. Go and purchase this. It is amazing. I want to get this as fast as possible. Just just get it. Keep in mind the first volume is titled Dark Mirror and is available for pre-order on the Bungie store. Look for it this fall wherever books are sold, and it is also being published in additional languages and available in additional regions to be announced. We also have Service Guarantees Citizenship. There are many ways people collaborate with other players to make a better game. Bungie pores over feedback loops from multiple sources on the internet. Bungie is contracting notable experts among us to join as testers for a limited run of time. Sometimes they'll even host a summit in the studio to dig out into the future plans. Those measures, while effective, unfortunately don't stand a chance of including everyone. Bungie user research casts a wider net, however. Willing test subjects complete online surveys, and there are even occasional invitations to visit the studio and step into the lab to sample something that is in development. The registration questionnaire has been updated with new data points that we'd love to actually know about you. If you are ahead or already in the database, hit it again. Bungie in itself states that if you didn't know that this opportunity in itself did actually come up in the past, this is your chance to actually sign up for future testing. So if you'd like to actually find out more, I'll have a link for the user research questionnaire in the description. Anyway, new Monarchy 1. Yeah, everyone kind of saw that coming because, you know, we don't get all 3 of the freaking catalysts and all 3 of the exotic, you know, ornaments. I got 2 out of 3 of all of them. I missed actually, you know, getting to rank 50 with new Monarchy, which sucks. Dead Orbit in itself, it's still kind of held out there, pretty much coming in second, which I was happy with that. Moving on though to Helping Hands. Tuesday Morning Glory. This week, Destiny player support became aware of an issue impacting the glory bonuses earned by players who are completing 3 or more competitive Crucible matches a week. With the launch of Crucible ranks in Season 3, it was intended that players who were Fabled rank or below would actually receive a bonus allocation of glory points following the weekly reset for any week during which they actually completed 3 or more competitive matches. After investigating player reports regarding this feature, Bungie has actually determined that the glory ranks packages are not actually being granted as they were intended. While it still is working with the Crucible team to investigate this issue, players should expect that this issue will persist for the remainder of Season 3. Players who are aiming to unlock glory ranked bonus rewards for Season 3 should plan their Crucible play accordingly. The hotfix though. Destiny 1.2.3 came out and then we needed 1.2.3.1. Next week, Bungie is actually deploying the Destiny hotfix to all players, and this hotfix in itself is the final barrier between players and the launch of Solstice of Heroes, as all players will need to reinstall or install this hotfix before they can join the celebration. Below is provided a brief timeline that will actually be, displayed for the deployment. This is as follows. On Tuesday, July 31st at 9 AM, Destiny 2 hotfix 1.2.3.1 will become available to all players. From 9 AM to 10 AM, PDT players will be prompted to accept the hotfix as they return to orbit after completing activities, and then at 10, all players who have not actually accepted the hotfix will be removed from activities and return to the title screen to take this hotfix. The Solstice of Heroes, as they were talking about, it is actually next Tuesday, July 31st. Solstice of Heroes will kick off in Destiny 2, but before the event goes live, here are a few points of vital information. Before attempting to actually complete a triumph, players should make sure they have acquired it from the Statue of Heroes. Some triumphs will need to be completed again if the triumph is not in the player's inventory at the time of completion. Moments of triumph, adventures, and region chests are tracked by the character that has completed the most of them, and they are not tracked account-wide. So players who have encountered issues making progress towards these triumphs should make sure that they are playing on the character that has the most progress towards these triumphs. And the progress toward triumphs, events, and rewards in itself may be lost if players delete any characters. So yeah, don't delete any characters, keep that in mind. And quickly, Cade's exotic stash. Since the reveal of Destiny 2 Forsaken, players have asked whether or not Cade's exotic stash will be included with pre-order directly from the platform online marketplaces. Bungie can confirm that this pre-order bonus will be available to all players who purchase through the PlayStation, Xbox, and Battle.net stores online before the launch. Additionally though, this is what players can expect to become available to them in Year 2 based off the title of ownership. If you have Forsaken, the whole expansion itself, You got a new story, you got new destinations, you got new levels and power, you've got new path to supers, you've got new PvE and PvP activities, you've got new raids, you've got new rewards, you've got new legendary gear, you've got new lore to discover, you've got triumphs to collect, and you've got exotic gear to find. 4 seasons, this is free to all people who actually own Destiny 2 in itself, the base game. Seasonal rewards, special and seasonal events, quality of life updates, new crucial maps and modes in themselves respectively. The annual pass holders will get 3 premium content releases, one being Black Armory, Joker's Wild and Penumbra. With itself respectively is more pinnacle activities, more weapons and armor, new and returning exotics, more endgame challenges, more raid lairs, unique vanity rewards, more triumph to collect and more lore to discover. If you do want to purchase said update, I'll have an actual link in the description so you can go ahead and purchase Forsaken, and with that pre-order get the good pre-order bonuses. If you pre-order said expansion, you'll get the Ace of Spades Last Hand. You'll also get Cade's exotic stash, which includes a standoff emote, armor shaders, and Queen of Hearts ship. Also, you probably have emblems and a few other things, but that's what they kind of mention. Cool! But that is this week at Bungie. They do actually state finally at the end, Game Informer is wrapping up this month issue of Forsaken coverage. You can actually read and watch all of it on the handy dandy hub page for the actual Game Informer. Link in the description for said thing. The magazines in itself is pretty interesting, and tomorrow Game Informer will be finishing up with a podcast featuring game director Steve Cotton and project lead Scott Taylor. Bungie knows that we still have a lot of questions, and they are actually getting a little bit closer to the month where it kind of can slip out. Bungie is also starting to dive into more details of how it can actually get certain things as the date draws closer, and the stream in itself on August 7th will shine a light on many topics that are curious for our Guardian ears. Also regarding about the future of combat of Destiny 2. But that is pretty much it. As mentioned above, Cosmo does state Crucible Labs is live right now. He's going to go in and play some Lockdown. I'm going to probably go on and play some Strikes. But anyway, actually probably edit this and play some Strikes. But anyway, this has been ZacNovak. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I babbled for a long time in this video. Hopefully it is actually shorter than what it does state on the actual recording. It's just over, wait for it, let's wait 7 more seconds, 5 more seconds, 3 more seconds, 2 more seconds, 35 minutes. Anyway, it's been ZacNovak. If you have enjoyed this video, click that like button down below, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are hyped for. Have you actually gone ahead and, checked every single frame of that exotic preview video? Because there is a bunch of exotics in that, which I'm going to do a video on a little bit later and a full trailer breakdown. Look forward to that. But if you are a new viewer, click that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber and you aren't actually, getting notified when I do upload, hit that notification bell, do all that good stuff. But until then, this has been ZacNovak. Do all that good stuff down below. Eat Sheeran like Garrett. He was Ed Sheeran. But until next time, this is ZacNovak signing off. Peace out.